So what makes the water so salty? I've never seen anywhere like this before in Africa. Inside Uida is a village called Jegbaji, which is home to a floating salt city. This village sits on top of a lake that's one of the saltiest in West Africa. So guys, we're going to the salt lakes or the salt, is it salt village?
Salt village.
Salt village. We're going to the salt village to go and explore it. And I want to show you guys how salt is made in Benin Republic. Okay, let's go. Yeah, after such a long ride, we drove probably like 10-15 minutes, and now we're at the place where we're going on these boats, and the boat is going to take us across the lagoon to the salt village. This is what I do. Here they practice an old tradition of salt making that has been passed down from generation to generation since the 17th century. Uida is known for its role in the 17th to 19th century Atlantic slave trade, and it was on our way here that we stumbled on this amazing salt city.
The water of this lagoon is salty. Yeah.
But is it hygienic to taste it?
No.
Okay. So what makes the water so salty?
Because it's connected to the ocean.
Ooh. So the way I'm doing this is I'm using this to touch the floor because the floor is close by. Jegbaji or Sit de Siro translates the city of salt. The Jegbaji village is easy to miss because it's a small settlement by the bridge that leads to the slave port in Uida. This settlement is home to multiple huts that serve as mini salt factories that are hidden behind the mangrove trees. We finally arrived at the salt village. We rode on this boat for like 5 minutes. Ooh.
Welcome to Jegbaji, the salt village.
Racler ces endroits-là qui brillent, amasser et mettre dans ces paniers que vous voyez.
We can take the sand,
Take the sand
and pour and put here.
put here inside this place.
Inside this place.
The salt is being fed from the Atlantic Ocean just off the coast of Uida. The tradition of making salt here involves them scraping sand from the seabed and then filling up baskets with it. They then pour water into these baskets to dissolve the salt, which then comes out from a pipe at the bottom of these baskets. The sand also serves as a form of filtration system and removes large particles from the now concentrated salt water. I'm making my own salt. I have to remove all the sediments.
Voilà.
Good?
Oui, it's good.
Let's just stick in.
The seed of a palm
tree.
Yeah,
Okay,
palm
palm
seed.
nut.
So the seed comes up. But if it is not concentrated in salt, it goes down.
So can we see this in action?
Yeah.
Okay. After this process is done, then when they take the concentrated salt water that they've gotten from here, then they take it into this place, and now we're going to see how it has been turned into salt. This is the natural salt factory. This is where most of the salt production happens.
This is the biggest salt factory in Benin. It is more than 5 hectares.
5 hectares.
Yes, and from here it goes to another village we call Grand Popo after Casa de Papa.
Guys, can you imagine? This is so interesting. I didn't know there was a specific way and process that they make salt. It's so interesting to actually experience it. And also hearing that this is one of the biggest salt production spots in Benin. There's a system they also use to detect if the water is salty enough by putting palm nuts into it. If the nuts rise to the top, it means the water has a high salt concentration, while if it falls to the bottom, it means the water has a low salt concentration. These are the palm nuts they were talking about, and this is what they use to test the saltiness of the water. So check it out. Only the lagoon water alone is not concentrated with salt. That's why the palm nuts are falling to the bottom, because it has not gone through the process that he explained there.
Exactly.
So it's only the concentrated one that will make it stay at the top.
Yeah.
So we're about to enter into a salt hut now. Inside this hut, this is where salt is being made. And depending on the size of your kitchen, you can have a bigger mold that is bigger than this one. So currently here we have 3 pots of salt, and this is how they sort of change the water, the concentrated salt water, and they make it into salt.
The highly concentrated salt water is then boiled in big steel pots heated for hours till it forms a dry paste. Once it becomes dry, it is then placed in the sun to dry, packed up in bags, and then taken to the market for sale. The cool part about this salt is that it has no preservatives and retains most of its minerals, unlike the ones that are industrially processed.
So now you can take it.
Okay. Okay. So when I put it on the basket now, it's gonna drain and then it's gonna become really nice salt. This is hot. This is a lot of work. So anybody who's watching this video, if you are coming to buy salt from here, just know that it was specially made by me. We need to add some fire. Woo. This is not an easy task, I can tell you that. As the water level decreases, some dirt is going to come out, so you have to stay by it and keep removing them so that at the end of the day, the salt you get is going to be very pure.
It is very hot, but you can taste it and see if it is salty
we're
or
about
not.
to taste the salt. Salt.
Alors, le vrai nom de ce sel, les amis, en langue nationale, c'est voilà, jet.
The real name of this salt is, in our dialect here, is called hola jet.
Collagen.
Hola jet.
Collagen.
Hola jet.
Alors, après avoir fini la prod.
Ooh, it's hot.
It's still hot.
This one is not dry yet, but they dry it out and then it eventually turns into salt that they can sell at the market.
I arrived when it was raining, so most of the workers were not currently working. When it's not raining, over 100 people will usually be seen harvesting salt in this small section of the village. During a good season of harvest, as much as 2 tons of salt is harvested from this lake by the community on a daily basis.
These other villages here, or these other huts here, they are for other people?
Yeah, the kitchen. Each family has its own
Kitchen. Okay.
It is from 17th century.
Wow.
Yeah, so from generation to generation.
So that means this salt village is very unique.
Yes.
It's not everywhere in
No.
Benin.
This is the only place.
Only place in Benin Republic.
For the whole country.
Wow.
So when the season is great,
Yeah.
people can be about 100
100.
here. So they can produce a day like 2 tons.
2 tons of salt.
A kilo of salt gotten has an average price of 600 sefa per kilo. The Jegbaje people are popularly known for salt making, and most families in this community own at least one hut for salt production. The number of salt huts you have determine how wealthy you are. This is how they make their living, by extracting salt and selling it in the market.
I've never seen anywhere like this before in Africa. This is my first time seeing them manually producing salt. As you can see, there are multiple baskets there with the same contraption. It's a very innovative way. It has been practiced in the 17th century. It's how they used to produce salt back then, before we had all these machines and the rest. This is a very important part of the culture in Benin Republic, the salt village of Benin Republic. And guys, we come to the end of our adventure in this village, and I'm here with our tour guide. So if you want to have this amazing experience I just had now, I'm going to put his number in the description below so you guys can reach out to him. He's a very good guide.
It's interesting to see an age-old tradition being kept alive in small villages like this, and I'm glad to have been able to experience it. Benin Republic is home to so much beauty and culture, and I can't wait to share more stories with you guys, so definitely stay tuned. Our goal this month is to hit 300,000 subscribers, so if you like this video, do hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys on the next one.